So welcome back to the channel. It's my last day of my trip to Scotland and it's the first day that we've not had any rain so far. And as you can see, I've got this amazing falls here that I'll give you a close-up in a minute with this amazing backdrop. And in the background, there's a little bit of snow on the peaks as well, which I hadn't noticed, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully, the rain stays off and there might be a little bit of light, but that might be hoping for a bit too much. But I hope you enjoyed the video anyway. So what I want to do now, just go down into the water. I've got my wellies on again. It's amazing clear water. But that's the kind of shot that I want coming around here. Try and use these rocks here to take you through the picture. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'll probably whack the polarizer on as well, because that should really cut through the glare. I'm not sure if I'm going to use an ND stop or not. I'll see what shutter speeds it gives me. I was hoping if there was any details in these clouds that I could do that on a long exposure and get some streaks in the cloud, but I don't know if that'll work or not. But we'll get set up and we'll have a little go. So what I do on a lot of my shots, you've probably seen this in some of my other videos, is I just use my phone to have a little walk around and get the composition. Makes it a lot easier than setting up the tripod and just getting your camera on. So that's what I'm doing, just having a little look round, trying to get the composition, and that looks really nice there. So I think I'm going to stay around in this area, probably have some shots looking back up at the falls as well, and try and get the tripod as low as we can. I've taken the centre column out of the tripod so I can really get those legs splayed out and get as close as I can and get into the action and make that the dominant feature of my shot, looking back with the mountains going off into the distance. This is absolutely incredible. We've had so much water in the last few days that every time I'm taking shots of water, it's just, I can't slow it down enough to make a decent shot, but this is coming a bit more controlled. So lovely cascade this is, and I just love the leading lines going through as well. So I'm shooting at ISO 100, f11, and it's giving us half a second shutter speed, and it's giving us lots of detail in that water. The histogram's really balanced as well. It's not crushing the shadows and it's not blowing out the highlights. So that's our base exposure. When I put on my ND filter and polarizer, that might change a little bit, but we want to be looking at half a second. So I've had to bump up my ISO to 250 now because of the polarizer stops at about 1.5 stops. So if I just turn that round now, you'll see in camera that that polarizer is just taking the shine off. You see on these rocks here, it's just, that's without the polarizing effect. You just turn it and it cuts right through and we can see those rocks in a lot more detail. So that's the idea of that. So just using the polarizer actually slows it down enough, and it's still holding that detail in the water. I want that half a second shutter speed. Now, if I want to get more detail in the clouds, I will probably take another exposure and use a 10-stop filter and then combine both images together. Use one for the water and then one with the clouds, but there isn't that much detail in there, so I'll probably just stick to what we've got. Yeah, these are coming out really, really nice, these are. Just have a look on the back of the camera. So I've got a couple of shots there, quite happy with them, and I hope you like them. I'll put those up now. I'm just going to move around a little bit and see if I can get some shots looking back up, because the mist is coming over and I'm going to start losing those mountains in the background. So I'm as wide as I can go on this lens. It's at 16mm, and the detail coming off the falls like in the previous composition is fantastic, but we've also got falls coming on the left here, which are just trickling down a little bit slower. Don't know if you can see that in the camera. And then with the polarizer, it's just cutting through these rocks, these stones in the foreground. So we're getting quite a lot going on in this picture. And also we're getting pools, this pool of water here is giving a bit of texture as well. So all in all, I'm really happy with this one.
Don't look back, don't forget, you gotta let go while you can. Don't look back, don't forget, you gotta let go while you can. Don't you wait until the morning light, far away.
So as you can see, I've got my camera a bit higher up now on the tripod, but I'm really angling it down. It's quite an aggressive angle actually, because I'm trying to cut out any sky what's in the shot. It's dull and it's a bit misty, and if anything, in the final image, if I left that there, it'd be quite distracting. So I'm just focusing on the falls and the rocks and a few little cascades going back up, but trying to leave that sky out. So I'll put it up now.
Gotta let go while you can. Don't look back, don't forget, you gotta let go while you can. Don't look back, don't forget, you gotta let go while you can. Don't look back, don't forget.
So I've just come back up to where I started and moved around a bit, got the tripod up, and there's a nice trickle of water going through the rocks here. I'll just show you on my phone, as my GoPro battery has just died. But that kind of just leads you through into the back. So that's kind of the idea. So I'm going to get down really low now and see if I can focus on this trickle of water, as I said, leading through. Looks pretty cool from where I'm standing. See what it looks like on the camera now.
'Cause you gotta let go while you can. Gotta let go while you can.
So as you can see behind me, the cloud is now coming over the mountains. So I'm going to call it a day, and that actually ends my trip to Scotland this time. Hopefully I'll be back soon. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and leave some comments below. I like reading through those. And once again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.